Here's a little bit more about the extra features. We never got into the little I or the starring. So what's the I? I is for information. If I click on it, I'm in a note that I've selected, and all of a sudden I can see who has read the note and who hasn't read the note. Very handy for instructors or administrators sometimes, and when you're partnering with different people that you're collaborating on a project. Have they read it yet? Oh, they haven't, so okay, no worries. And we might want to remind them, can you please respond? So this comes in very, very handy when we are interacting with people, because we want to see, have they been able to respond yet? What happens too, if you refer to a note and you've got the information on, it shows you who has referenced your note. So somebody else has referenced your note, and it gives you a link back to that note in whatever conference or forum that note lived in. So when you have I, it always shows you a little bit more about information of that note. Starring. Why would we star a note? You can see there's a star here. If I click on it, it's basically a toggle, so it either stars it or unstars it. That just comes in very handy sometimes when we're reading. We want to go back to it. It's just a visual as we go through the forum or search or whatever it is we're going through. We may say, oh geez, I'd really like to come back to that, so I'm going to star it for myself. And I click on it, and boom, I've got a little star beside it that I can come back to. Now, we did talk a little bit about hiding. How would you get that note back? Sometimes we don't want to delete, we just want to hide it, we want to revise it. So we would click on the reveal button, and that would reveal the hidden note. You'll always see if a note is hidden here, let alone the green highlight. On the left side again, let's go back here. There's one more little option. Remember, we were showing note content. So that expands all the content. The stars stay. Anything that you have done has stayed. If you had unread notes in this area where you would have the little orange flag that would actually show you that they were unread, you in this mode can mark all of them as read. Excuse me. As soon as you have expanded all the content, that's a fast way to read a lot of things that you want to read, and rather than clicking on the individual notes. So you can mark them as unread, but ensure you've read what it is you're reading before you mark that. Okay, now one more little thing that might be very, very handy. I am going to just go back to our note list to make this easier. If I go to any note and wish to reply, there's one other little feature that exists, and that is about saving a private reply. If we check this when we first initiate it, that basically replies to the author. Now, if it's a co-authored note, it would save that private reply to everybody in that note. If I type this and whatever it is I want to say and save it, you will see now I get a pink highlight, and that says private. Only the authors can see that note. So I can see it because I've replied, and the person or author of the note, one or more if it's an étal, can see that private reply. And you can continue on replying in private. So you don't have to go to email. You can just have a private conversation that isn't available to the rest of the community. Very handy for administrators and instructors to also speak to a student in a private way around their coursework or whatever there may be, and or when you're collaborating with somebody about something, if you're a participant that you're trying to figure out before you publish something. It eliminates a lot of the email. We can't do this with a new note. That's not possible. We have limited it to replies. However, great little feature to just collaborate in a private way before we publish.